Alright, we're out here at Mr. and Mrs. Boggs' house. We're looking at doing some Hardie work, starting in the back left here. Basically, we have vertical siding now that's in pretty good shape, actually. What we're going to be doing is basically using this as our substrate. There's a couple places where we're going to have to tear off, which we'll make note of. But other than that, we're going to use this. We're going to remove all trim, install the Tyvek house wrap, and then continue on with our trim and siding, going to a Cedar Mill Select 8 1/4 inch lap board. So starting on the left side here, again, everything's in pretty good shape here. We will be doing a fascia overlay and replacing the 1x2 drip edge in Hardie. Right now we got some issues with the drip edge in several places. The gutters that are on this second level here, we'll be taking those down. Otherwise, Mr. Boggs is going to remove the gutters that are on the first story. Gutters are coming down and not going back up. Here they're talking about removing the pool heater. So there's some probably 1 1/4, 1 3/4 supply line from the gas that they want to cap. So I don't know if we're able to do that, but I told them we'd discuss that at the pre-construction conference and determine whether that's something they need to have the gas company out for, if that's something we can do for them as far as capping that off so they can dispose of that heater. But again, on the left side here, pretty good shape as far as the siding goes. We're going to paint and seal all of the soffit and then continue with the fascia. We're doing a fascia overlay, replacing the 1x2 drip edge as well with a Hardie drip. Coming to the back here, we have let's see if we can get out of the sun. We have the second story here. We have a couple windows that we'll be retrimming in 1x4 Hardie, and a couple doors down here as well. It would be nice to, going to the horizontal board, we'll be able to get rid of the flashing lines and clean that up a lot. There's a couple vents here. Those will retrim in a Hardie 1x2, and then we have 2 GFIs and then 1 hose bib here on the back. So those will all be put inside a J-box. We'll seal it and paint it. Coming over to here, kind of this little niche back in here, you can see there was some flashing done. Right up here, that aluminum flashing was basically put across that entire span, which caused a backup with the water. You have the downspout running right into that, and as a result, that. So what we're going to do with this all has to be torn off. We'll inspect the framing, make sure there's nothing that's gotten into the wall cavity, resheathe that with 7/16 inch OSB, and then continue on with our Hardie. What we're going to do in the process is basically create a new diverter flashing up there that's not just pooling water and kicking it back into the sidewall. We'll put a little, probably like a little 45 diverter on there to kick it away from the sidewall and get it off the side of the house so this doesn't happen again. We're not painting exterior doors here. We're just going to leave them as they are, not doing any paint on either of the French doors. Coming back here, coming back to this side here, we got a large gliding window here. We'll retrim. You can see up there we got a little bit of that gable that's dying into the roof line. That is all going to be replaced as well. We got a gable vent up top, right up here, that we will retrim in the 1x4 Hardie. Fascia overlay, 1x2 drip, Hardie, all the way around. Coming over to the right side here, got a big old gable here. Got some areas in the fascia that we're going to need to address. This corner maybe is a little suspect here, the back right corner. It looks like there's another part where the fascia is kind of kicked out that we're going to have to tack back down before we do the fascia overlay. But other than that, the siding's in good condition for using as a substrate. The back side of the chimney, all of this area, just on the back side, facing me towards the back of the house, that all needs to be torn off. Looks like there was some issue there and you got pretty good rot. So we got to inspect that, tear that all off, inspect the framing of the chimney, make sure nothing's going on, and then we'll resheathe the wall with a 7/16 inch OSB. maybe see that or not. I don't know about the sun. But you can see it's kicked out pretty bad, just from the warping moisture. And this side of the chimney here. What we're doing here, kind of like we did at Karina Corbett's house, the front is cedar and they're keeping that. So we're going to paint that. We're not replacing that. So this front, anything basically on the front and a couple of the turkey walls on the right side that are horizontal are staying horizontal and just going to be painted. This entire facing side of the chimney that's vertical is all going to be replaced all the way down. The back side of the chimney is again vertical. This side here, that is all being replaced. This horizontal is being kept there and painted. We'll recap the chimney. The trim on the chimney cap is pretty bad, so we'll retrim that with the Hardie. And then over here, again, same thing. Any horizontal board that extends basically up into this turkey wall up here and this facing board here towards the front of the house will all be left alone and just painted. And then on this gable here, that's all vertical. That is going to be replaced with the Hardie job. Over these front two windows here, basically got like a 2x6. That is cedar, so basically just painting that on each of these little window caps. And the siding below it is the cedar as well, so just painting those two areas. Coming up under here, painting the porch ceiling, and then all of this, again, horizontal siding is going to be painted. Door is trimmed in cedar. We can leave that alone as well. Just paint it. Up in this corner right here is some pretty good rot, probably at least about 6 feet back. We're going to have to take off that fascia board and reattach a new fascia before we do our Hardie fascia overlay. Again, some gutter here that we'll take down. Yeah, it looks like there might be some other issues right up on this fascia board up here, but that will all be addressed before the Hardie fascia overlay is done. Coming down here, we will paint the garage doors. We'll do a garage door wrap in Hardie, but everything else on the front of the house will be left alone. We have one little board where we can fix right here where it's chipped off, so we will fix that part before we paint. And then coming around here, no sir, thank you. Coming over here, we got that it's probably a 2x10 that extends to this side of the house. We're going to leave that painted side around it so we don't disrupt kind of the look that we have on the front of the house. So that'll be staying, just being painted side up to it, not removing it. This downspout, of course, can go away. And that's about it. We are doing a color change, possibly, either to maybe some sort of variation of gray with more of a white body, kind of cream body like we have now. So that's about it. Again, Mr. and Mr. Boggs, we appreciate you guys considering this for the project, and we look forward to working for you. Thank you.